I really got to figure out how to do one of those little like countdown things so that we don't sit here and pause and wait for Instagram. But it usually only takes couple seconds. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a legendary week. This is it. This is a final show before rookies report to training camp next week. So fired up. Can't wait. We're going to go ahead and get into Niner Linebackers today. Not going to be the world's longest show, but I hope y'all forgive me for that. I think everybody's going to be all right with that. Before we get started today, as always, everybody knows we got to pay some bills. Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. For the Faithful, by the Faithful, off-season sale is happening now. Save 20% on all For the Faithful, by the Faithful season 1 through 3 gear now through June 30th. Go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/shop to save. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at NinerFaithfulRadio.us/tip jar. Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful, by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join. All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned into Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
All right. And your boy finished all the sharing before the show started. Sometimes I wonder why it takes me so long. But anyway, I forgot to mention this. I don't know why I forgot to mention this, but I went and the Niners invited, I'm sure all season ticket holders got the email, but the Niners went ahead and invited season ticket holders, or at least your boy, plus one, to an exclusive showing of the new Netflix show Receiver yesterday. Apparently Mama Debbie was there, but I missed her. But there were a couple people I got to say what's up to. If you look, they actually gave us an exclusive poster. Hold on, let me go grab it and I can show y'all. If y'all can see it, that's the exclusive poster we got. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with all of them. I know that we will be giving away at least one. I don't know if I want to back up or not yet. I am going to try to take them to training camp and get them signed. So hopefully they'll be signed by George Kittle and Debo. And we'll go ahead and have a cool prize for y'all to give away. If not, I'm still going to at least give away one, and might not have an autograph, but you'll get an exclusive Netflix Niner poster. The show was all right. I mean, it's pretty much what you expected. I didn't find anything groundbreaking about, you know, Debo or George Kittle or anything like that. It's actually kind of cool because I don't know if they were listening to it in the party bus. I'm assuming it was the party bus. But for those who don't know, Travis King's song, Kittle, Josh Kittle hit me down the middle. Anyway, they apparently on their little party bus thing that they get, apparently they get one for every home game. They were slapping that, and that's kind of cool because I always slap that song, especially after we win. Like, my girl will come pick me up from the stadium or whatever. I'll just have it turned up, and I'll just like, and all the Niner fans are like, "Hey!" because they hear the song and everything like that. And it's a dope song, but it's what you expect it to be. It was cool. I'm glad we went. It was free. We got free popcorn and a free drink. Wasn't, oh my God, it's the greatest show ever created, but definitely was an entertaining hour of my life. So will I watch it every week? I mean, I feel I kind of have to. What's cracking, Jason? How you doing, bro? Jason, are you coming back next week with Rookies Report, or are you coming back the week after Veterans Report? Because I know that the Rookies Report the 16th and Veterans Report the 23rd. Let me know, bro. So it was cool. I'm glad we went, week after. All right, cool. So everybody will see Jason the 23rd when officially camp has kicked off. Yeah, I don't blame you, bro. I was told by somebody yesterday at the receiver event that the Niners will be within the next week. Excuse me, I gotta turn on my fan. It's a little hotter than I expected in here. That they will basically, I assume sometime next week, they'll be announcing the dates and making tickets available, at least at first, for season ticket holders. Then the general public, as soon as I'm told that they're available for season ticket holders, I should have the money on the credit card. If I don't, I could easily put it on the credit card. I will be buying tickets. Depending on how much they are, I might be getting some extra tickets to give away on the show, specifically Dwight Clark Day. I know that that's always a popular day that usually seems to be the hardest to get tickets to. So hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully your boy is able to get all of them, even being a season ticket holder. I can get all of them, and we can maybe I might have to have multiple screens open for the waiting like they did last year or something. Definitely Dwight Clark Day is a day I'm definitely going to get. And then also hopefully the 23rd, if they do make the first day, which I doubt. I really honestly think open practice the first day is going to be the 24th. So we'll only have the 30th and the 6th as far as show days. I don't know if we're going to be reporting from Levi's like we normally do. It's just such a long wait for your boy. And there's really not a lot to do around the stadium. I don't know if the museum's open. We'll see. If the museum's open this year and everything, I get free access to the museum as a season ticket holder. I believe that's on game days. I think like normal days I get a discount or something. But yeah, if they have the museum open, then I'll just kick it in the museum until we start the show at 4:30. We'll see. We'll see. I'll talk to Jason. We'll see how that can all work, because usually I have to have somebody running the show when I'm away from the studio. I have to have the show. Hopefully by next week we'll also have. It should be cool enough that I should be able to do some things that I plan on doing to the room and everything, discussing it to wifey. I'm going to celebrity golf. What celebrity golf tournament you going to, bro? I want to go. What celebrities are going to be there? So hopefully we'll be able to figure that all out before next week's show, and I will give you all the dates that we're going to be going camping. As long as I can get off of work in time, I don't mind running behind the scenes show. For sure. We'll talk about it, bro. The one in Tahoe this week. I didn't even know that there was one in Tahoe this week, but that's what's up, bro. That's what's up, Steve-O. What's cracking, by the way? Yeah, bro. Appreciate that. We'll figure it all out. Like I said, as soon as I know the dates, we'll be able to. Obviously, all our shows are going to be reviewing training camp during camp, but we'll be able to, in it for everyone this season. And for sure, I actually do want to get together soon, brother. Bro, I want to get together soon and discuss our groups and everything we're doing with the sponsor. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really been working on that, but anyway, there's been other reasons. So yeah, we'll meet, Brad, and we'll get all that handled. Because a couple weeks, hopefully, we'll be able to have everything up and running, and we'll get y'all some exclusive content. And I have a few ideas that we could do for that. So getting into the linebacker core, or actually, you know what? Why don't we do this real quick? We'll go ahead and we'll run through these last two ads, and then, all right, for sure, bro. I'll hit you up after the show. I'll hit you after. Well, I'll hit you tomorrow, bro. I got a bunch of stuff to do with wifey after the show. Let's go ahead and hit these few breaks real quick, and then we'll be back and we'll start discussing linebacker.
This segment is brought to you by shop49ers.com, the official online store of the 49ers. Use our affiliate link in the description to get the latest official Niner gear, save 10%, as well as help out the show. This segment is brought to you by SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code NinerFaithfulRadio at SeatGiant.com to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out this show.
Also, Jason, it looks like we might be like legitly. It looks like 90% for show that we'll be coming out to Chicago this year. Apparently, my girl there was supposed to be a family trip that she didn't take, but the tickets were already bought. So she has a credit for Southwest, I believe, or United. She has a flight credit. So really all we need to do is get my flight and then obviously tickets to the game. And we're rocking and rolling. But we're trying to be out there Monday night. Just we don't want to intrude and kind of just fight ourselves to stay at your house for however long we want. You know, we'll obviously talk about it, bro. But the big goal I have is to be able to do the show together on Tuesday. I think that would be dope and a lot easier than all the few times we've done the show in person together, bro. So definitely would be a lot easier this time. I'll probably bring my mic and shit like that. So we'll discuss it. I'll hit you up tomorrow and we'll set a time in a day to have a meeting and hopefully my girl will still be here. We'll all be able to holler at each other. But I do that when I'm like, and then I go, but Niner linebacking core. I want to say this. Definitely the middle of the bar. You know, I was watching a little bit of the John Chapman and Wayne Breezy show today, and they were going through and raking their trust in the defensive staff. And they brought up Chris Oseric, and they made some interesting points of, you know, when has he really developed somebody that's paid dividends to the team? And when I say that, DJ Jones was probably about the last major one. When I know people are going to say Charles Omenihu, Arden Key, Sensim Ebukam, but that development's not paying dividends for the Niners now. And when we look at somebody like Drake Jackson, who we all know, what's up, Kim? Good to see you, baby. Thank you for coming. When we we all knew Jay Jackson was going to make some work, but the whole moldable clay and he needed to be developed, and he hasn't developed. And I'm not necessarily saying that's all Chris Kosarek's fault, but just as we're not going to go down that road because, like I said, we talked about D-line last week, but let's just say not all the faithful were 100% sold on Chris Kosarek. Personally, I've said this when it comes down to the Niners defensive coaching staff, or at least the staff that's not Kyle. I think Chris Forrester. God, I can't speak today. Deserves a lot of credit for what he's able to do with the offensive line, and I know everybody's going to come in here and everybody's going to say that, you know, the offensive line is the weak part of this football team. You know, I've come on air. Y'all have heard me say it all offseason. I can't have my right guard having an ME. I can't have my guard having an ME at 3rd and 4 in overtime in the Super Bowl. So I've been just as critical of the offensive line as the next person. But I always look at this as what is a coach given to work with, right? So when you look over at the Niners, Chris Forrester's tenure, I mean, what? Obviously, Trent Williams, Joe Staley, solid. Trent's a Hall of Famer. I don't think Joe gets in the Hall of Fame. You know, I was thinking about that, and that makes me sad. But I believe Joe Staley, he'll probably be in the Niner Museum. I would think eventually that would happen. Maybe have 74 put in the rafters. Not retired jerseys apparently, but having his number honored in the Ring of Honor, I think that's something that I think Joe deserves. But Trent Williams, Hall of Famer. Laker Tomlinson, you could make an argument, former first round pick. But really, besides, and then Aaron Banks is the 2nd round pick, besides that, what has he really had top tier talent to work with? Name another player that was top tier talent that Chris Forrester's got to work with on the offensive line in his Niners coaching career. I can't think of one where you're like, yeah, this is a 1st round, 2nd round pick talent, or a high level free agent that we brought in. So I really give props to Chris Forrester, but I think I've said this so many times, y'all probably sick and tired of me saying it. Johnny Holland is the most valuable coach in the Niners coaching staff besides Kyle Shanahan. I think with the talent that we have on the D-line, I think we could get any coach in here. I should say we could get another D-line coach. I don't feel that Chris Kosarek is as irreplaceable as he used to be, especially as it transitions from a coverage league to a rush league to a coverage league. And everybody's going to say, yeah, what about Nick Bosa? What about Nick Bosa? Sure. I'm sure that Chris Kosarek's helped Nick Bosa in his career, helped develop him. But Nick Bosa was probably going to be okay no matter what D-line coach we had for him. I mean, let's be real. Nick Bosa is going to be a superstar because Nick Bosa is Nick Bosa. But John Holland, when you look at a 3rd round pick in Fred Warner, which fine, obviously you have that's still considered a high-ish type of pick, a 5th round pick in Dre Greenlaw, Azeez Al-Shaair, who was an undrafted free agent, DFF, who is an undrafted free agent, which I understand. I'm not saying that he's a stud linebacker or anything, but you've taken a undrafted free agent and you've inserted him in where he has a role on the football team. I think you deserve credit for that coaching and development. I mean, how many times do we see these linebackers come in and get developed and become better players under Charlie Holland? The man, Fred Warner, has really only had one coach in his career. I know D'Amico started off as his linebackers coach in, I want to say, 2020. But Charlie Holland was assistant linebackers coach, and then just slid into linebackers coach as soon as we promoted D'Amico to defensive coordinator. Johnny Holland is one of the most underrated coaches in the NFL. I think. No, okay. Wifey's not home yet. That was weird. I thought I heard my door open. Now, I'm excited even more for this year. I really hope I get to talk to him again. I didn't necessarily talk to him. I just asked him a question. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm sick of talking about BA. He's going to be a Niner this year. And honestly, at this point in time, unless it's, getting into where it's looking like BA is going to miss all of camp or possibly games, I think that maybe we need a discussion more on BA. But BA is going to be on this team right now, and my mind is so far away from next offseason that that's all I care about. BA is going to be on this team this year. We'll obviously talk about him during camp, as along with all the other players. So, of course, we're going to talk about it if he signs his extension. We'll talk about it. Will I be happy? Yes. Look, when I say I'm done talking about BA, I have not gone away from my stance of that BA is our best wide receiver. He is. He is a better wide receiver than Debo. Now, a better football player, we can make arguments for either side. I wouldn't be so, if he doesn't sign his extension, I wouldn't be so 100% positive that Debo ain't on this football team next year. So when we go into the linebackers, I'm excited to see what Johnny Holland does this year, because we've likely had some turnover on the linebacking core. When you look at Tatum Bethune, who was a 7th round pick just brought in this year, Devondre Campbell. Obviously free agent signing, who, let's be real, we didn't want until what's his face, I even forgot his name right now, chose to sign with the Cry Girls instead of us. Obviously, we're going to watch the recovery of Dre Greenlaw closely. Jalen Graham, who I'm expecting big things for Jalen Graham. Jalen Graham and D. Winters are some people that I'm looking forward to in camp, that are flying under the radar right now. And yeah, sure, if we had to line up and play a game today, our starting 3 linebackers are Fred Warner, Devontae. What did I say? Devontae Adams. I can't say his name right now. I don't know why I'm struggling. Devondre Campbell. I don't know why I'm struggling with that name right now, bruh. And probably I would assume DFF. But in training camp or during the season, I could definitely see D. Winters or Jalen Graham. Yeah, we did the offensive line earlier, but I have a sneaky suspicion that Dominic Pooney is going to be our starting right guard by the end of this season. I really do. I'm curious to see what he looks like in camp and everything like that. But or if he'll, come up with an injury in training camp that puts him on the shelf for a year. But if he can make it out of camp healthy and look like he just needs a little bit of development, not a full year of development, he's definitely somebody that I think that can make some noise. That's one of the things we'll do next week, since it's just going to be me next week. I'll go over and I'll give y'all my ideas of rookies to watch in minicamp or training camp. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I got some good ideas on tomorrow's or next week's show. But according to Fred Warner, D. Winters has had the best OTAs of anybody on the defense. So he's definitely somebody that a Johnny Holland special. Brought him in, took a year to develop him, get him some NFL coaching, get him in the NFL weight room, get him on an NFL diet. And now, a year later, we're going to see some dividends. This rookie class, although, like I just said, with Dominic Pooney, Ronaldo Green, Malik Mustafa, are some people that I fully, obviously Ricky Pearsall, are some people that I expect to contribute year one. I could definitely, like Malik Mustafa, for example, I could definitely see him having a Jair Brown type of year where he starts to make an impact later on into the season. But D. Winters and Jalen Graham are somebody, probably I'm leaning more, maybe D. Winters, are definitely some people that I could see making some noise later in the season versus next year, when I expect a lot more of our rookie class to take on a bigger role. Curtis Robinson. So reading off the linebacker list right now, why don't we do this? Tatum Bethune, I think he's going to be practice squad. Let me see. How many linebackers did we keep last year? 53 man. All right, so we'll just look right now. Last year, I'll add some pictures, damn it. I closed out the screen. I thought it was going to be, but this is in photos. I don't want in photos. Here we go. Last year, we kept 6 linebackers. Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Oren Brooks, DFF, D. Winters, and Jalen Graham. Obviously, in order to start Dre on injured reserve, he's going to have to make the initial 53-man roster, and then we could put him on injured reserve without him forcing him to miss the season, which I don't think we should do. I don't think we should automatically put him on injured reserve and end this season. I think that you give Dre Greenlaw every optimal week, every week possible to show that he's ready and healthy, because I wouldn't say that the linebacker unit is a concern, but it's definitely an area of interest. Without Dre Greenlaw, let's be real. We have the best linebacking core in football. And the reason we have the best linebacking core in football is because 57 is lined up next to 54. Without 57 lined up for 17 weeks, or however many, maybe not 17, but for first 2 months of the season, I would not expect Dre Greenlaw to be back before the bye week. That's even to me getting a little bit hopeful, expecting that he's going to be back. What, October is our bye week? So I would think sometime in November, maybe even December-ish. So you're talking about possibly 12 games without Dre Greenlaw. That's something that the Niners have never experienced, and after we see a little bit of it, maybe we don't want to ever experience it again. But 6 linebackers, so you figure Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner, which obviously Dre would be reserve, Devontae Campbell. So that's 3, which you assume. DFF's going to make it. And then you figure Jalen Graham, Curtis Robinson, Ezekiel Turner, D. Winters, Ezekiel Turner, Curtis Robinson, and Jalen Graham are all battling out for the final 2 roster spots. I don't know how you got your list, Jason, but that's pretty much how I'm thinking. If you put a gun to my head right now, I would probably give it to D. Winters and Jalen Graham. But we haven't seen. What's up, McDonough? How you doing, baby? You go ahead and get your sound for you, bro.
Same old sorry ass Rams. So long. Same old sorry ass Rams. So long.
Good to see you, baby. Thank you for joining us today. But yeah, McNiner, who are your linebackers? We took 6 last year, so assuming that we take 6 again, who are your 6 linebackers coming out of camp? Knowing that Dre is going to have to make the initial 53-man roster, so we don't end his season by putting on his we don't end his season by putting on immediately on injured reserve, but he's going to be replaced. So maybe that's where Curtis Robinson comes in or something. And he's obviously cut when Dre comes back. But I'm curious to know your 6 linebackers coming out of camp. Obviously being a projection because we have not seen one single practice all year. D. Winters does have great speed. Fred Warner said he's been having the best OTAs of anybody on the defense. Now, sometimes with these things, you're always curious, like, what is he supposed to say? Oh, he's garbage. But, I'm sorry. I don't think Fred Warner bullshits that much. To say somebody's having the best OTAs of anybody on the defense, I don't think that's hyperbole by Fred. I think that's Fred being honest. It'd be different if he's like, yeah, he looks good. He's growing into it, or something like that. But to come out and make the statement that he believes he's been having the best OTAs, Warner, Greenlaw, Campbell, Winters, Graham, and rookie Bethune. Yeah, I could definitely see that. So you have Bethune making it over DFF. Wow. I mean, I could see that. I think people are a little down on DFF because of the Super Bowl. But I want to give him I'm not going to lie. It was ugly. Probably cost us the Super Bowl. That matchup right there cost us the Super Bowl. At least defensively. Obviously, there are many factors, but it was no secret that the Chiefs were a different football team when Dre went out and DFF came in. Now, to give DFF some credit, this fucking Travis Kelce you're guarding, bruh. Number 2 tight end in the league. No, some people would say number 1. No, he's a greater receiver. He's basically a wide receiver that plays tight end. Kittle is a tight end. Travis Kelce is basically a wide receiver that plays tight end. So it's very, very interesting. I think a lot of people are down on DFF because of the Super Bowl. It was Travis Kelce. He's guarding. So take that into consideration. And also, he was put in a position that, let's be real, he wasn't on this team to be basically our second linebacker. He wasn't put on this team. He was put on this team to be maybe a third linebacker that would come in when we're not in nickel, which we're in nickel 70% of the time, around 70% of the time, and was made to be a special teamer. That's basically what DFF's main role is. So you had a special teamer guarding Travis Kelce. Yeah, that wasn't going to turn out good. How's everybody feeling about Devondre Campbell? Like, something tells me, like, the name. If I say, oh, hey, we signed Devondre Campbell to be half a game replacement or a half season replacement for Dre Greenlaw, and probably most likely our third linebacker when Dre comes back. The name makes you say, okay. But sometimes the play recently ain't all that. And I've just, I've never really felt not confident about the defense this year, just because I felt, man, we're bringing back so many starters. And I do believe that defense got a little bit better when fully healthy. I do believe that Malik Collins and Yoris Gross-Matos are upgrades, and Jordan Elliott are upgrades over Eric Armstead in the sense that Eric Armstead wasn't going to play 17 games this year. These players have an opportunity to play 17 games. So we all know Eric Armstead, our best run defender. We know that. But if your best run defender ain't on the football field, it don't fucking matter. And that's where Eric Armstead was back to. He was back to the point of earlier in his career. And I'm not trying to bash Eric Armstead. I think it was gangsta as fuck what he did for the team in the playoffs, playing on a torn MCL. That's gangsta as fuck, bruh. If we would have won a championship, that would have been a story in Niners lore. We would have talked about Eric Armstead getting it out and playing in the playoffs with the torn MCL and bringing us home a championship. Shit, I might have got an Eric Armstead jersey after I heard that. Won't now, but I have a feeling Eric Armstead's gonna be one of those players that's in his feelings right now. I could see it going very much the path of Navarro Bowman. Bo was all in his feelings and was booty tickled that the Niners cut him. And then, when people got out their feelings and some time passed, we've seen Bo come to the stadium. I would assume one day we would see 53 put in the rafters. I don't know. Like, Navarro Bowman is such a hard one because he didn't play for the team that long. But when he did, it was just, I'm sorry, like, I'll never forget. This is the one thing I'll always explain about Navarro Bowman's career. Is y'all know me. Y'all know Patrick Willis is like 1, possibly 2A, 3C, or 1C of my favorite defensive Niner players of all time. You have BY and Ronnie Lott, and then Patrick Willis. And they're all kind of right around each other, with BY and Ronnie Lott being slightly ahead of P-Dub. Just because Ronnie Lott's fucking Ronnie Lott, and he chopped off a tip of his pinky to play in a regular season and didn't miss a single play. Yeah, that's just against his fucking. You have 4 championships, and Ronnie Lott. Like, if I was a defensive player, I would want to have the spirit of Ronnie Lott. Like, Ronnie Lott, if I played defense, Ronnie Lott would be who I would inspire to be that type of player. BY, enough said, he's fucking BY. And I watched his whole Niner career and had his jersey. Was there the day he got inducted into the Niner Hall of Fame. Actually, if you look back when I was still writing for Sports Elite, I did an article. I think it was called like 15 Hall of Famers and counting or something like that. It was however many Hall of Famers we had at the time and counting. BY was one of the people that hold on, let me see if I can really find it real quick, actually. Niners Hall of Famers and counting. Let me see. I just put Niners Hall of Famers and counting. See if it pops up. I'm trying sports. L-I-T-E. Let me see if it comes up. Let me see if it comes up. Sports Elite Niner. Let me see if I can go ahead and okay, I found one of my articles. Let's see if I can. Oh, I found my players to watch. Oh, wow. They haven't posted for a long time. Wow. Anyway, so it's so funny to see my old articles. So and I'm just seeing my article I wrote before we traded for Jimmy G. Let's see. I don't know what this one is. Niners Cardinals. Here's my beat LA predictions back in 2017. I think I should be coming up here pretty close. 4 keys of victory, Niners Panthers. Maybe I'll get back into sports writing this year. Maybe. There's my 53 band breakdown of the Niners. Niners Vikings. I remember that preseason game. Niners Chiefs. Let me see. Open practice. Here it is, right here. 15 Hall of Famers and counting. I'll go ahead and I'll drop the link in the comment right here. Let's see. I'll go ahead and drop the link in the comments section. Hopefully, let's see. Yeah, so it popped up on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. So yeah, so y'all should see it. But just real quick, T.O., Patrick Willis, Frank Gore, Roger Craig, and B.Y. were the 4 players I chose to, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 players I chose to write about and in this article. 13 players back then. This was written, I didn't put the date, but this was written back in 2017. Yeah, August 1st, 2017, it looks like. We have T.O., who's in now, Patrick Willis, who's in now, and B.Y., who's in now. So the only Niners that haven't gone to the Hall of Fame that are mentioned in this article is Frank Gore, who hopefully, I believe, next year will be his first year of eligibility, and then, obviously, Roger Craig. So if y'all are interested, it actually really is a cool little article. I went ahead and put it in the comments. But Bo is definitely one that is a little interesting to me because his play on the field and his dominant year, so let's say up till 2014 when he tore his Achilles, or not tore his Achilles, sorry, his gruesome near injury. Like, Navarro Bowman was on a track to be one of the greatest linebackers in team history. I'll never forget, there was a play, I want to say it was a playoff game. We were in Green Bay. Maybe it was the first game of the 2012 season. But we were in Green Bay, or maybe 2012 or 2013. I can't remember which one we opened the season in Green Bay. That they talked about the Niners only had one linebacker on the field. And it wasn't Patrick Willis. It was Navarro Bowman. And to me, that just was such a that moment stands out in my mind so much because I was like, wait, I don't think Patrick Willis has been off the field since his rookie year. Like, I don't ever remember a time we had one linebacker on the field and just automatically was going to be Patrick Willis. Like, that didn't register in my head why you wouldn't have Patrick Willis on the field. Like, I could get into hours and hours of Patrick Willis gushing, and I'll save y'all the time. But yeah, so Niner linebacking core, I feel we're in good hands because I do believe we have some talent. We have some fresh talent. We have obviously some old talent. And I expect bigger things from Fred Warner. I think last year was an off year for Fred Warner. I came on the show. I know Jason was very critical of Fred Warner last year. And there were some times I was harsh on Fred Warner last year. And y'all know how much I love me some Bam Bam. Y'all know we give away the Bam Bam MVP of the Week award. Defensive MVP of the Week award when we win. Y'all know how much I love Bam Bam. Y'all know that. But he did not have the greatest season last year. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I listened to that interview towards the end of the year, and I didn't like his attitude. I didn't like his approach. You know? And it just, that's when I started to say there's something fishy going on here. And I think it was very clear that Fred Warner and Steve Wilkes were never on the same page. And I ultimately think that's why he's no longer here. I think the Niners, as they should have, were like, yeah, we're going to take our all-pro best linebacker in football. Maybe one of the, if it wasn't for Frank Gore and Joe Montana, maybe one of the greatest third-round picks in team history. Obviously, you're going to give it to Joe and Frank. Maybe that's what we'll do next year before the draft. We'll go through each round and kind of have a battle to see who's the best Niner pick in the first round. What? Number one would be easy. It'd be Jerry. Jerry's the greatest first-round pick in team history. No offense to Ronnie. But, and I know there's some old-school Niner fans that will argue Ronnie a lot with me. So, yeah, maybe we'll do that during the draft next year. But definitely excited to see the linebacking core of this football team. I still expect it to be a strength. I don't expect it by any means to be a weakness. But it is something that if this football team doesn't reach the heights that we expect of it, the linebacking unit I could definitely see being one of the reasons why that wouldn't happen. But we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I'm going to have Wifey here soon, and we got to go watch a show. Y'all ever heard of the show Bridgerton? It's actually kind of a dope show. Wifey likes it. It's cool. I like it. So we're going to go ahead and finish season 1 and get into season 2 this evening. So we've been waiting all day for that. So I shall see y'all next week, and we're going to go camping, baby. Can't wait. Talk to y'all next week. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned into Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brands.